Welcome to News Video Clip. Back in 2023, British comedian Russell Brand was accused by multiple women of rape, sexual abuse, and having sex with a 16-year-old girl. And in 2023, Megyn Kelly came out full force against him. She totally condemned him. Let's take a look at that clip.
Before they rush to defend somebody like this, they need to pause and think about their own honor code and their daughters and their wives and their sisters. If he had sex with a 16-year-old when he was 31, I'm done. I'm not his fan. I'm perfectly comfortable condemning that full force.
Okay, so that was Megyn Kelly back in 2023, condemning Russell Brand with full force. This week, Megyn Kelly had Russell Brand on her Sirius XM podcast, and she was defending him. She was sucking up to it. So, what changed between 2023 and 2026? Well, he became an anti COVID vaccine science denier. He also became a huge supporter of Donald Trump, and he claims to have become a Christian. So let's take a look at what Megyn Kelly thinks of him now, which is very, very different from back in 2023. Let's roll the clip.
Because since then, I have seen what the British government has done, what my own government has done to certain figures that it doesn't like. And I have an enormous amount of open-mindedness to you are being railroaded and attacked by people for reasons having nothing to do with actual facts, but with your right-leaning stance on certain issues, your growing prominence as a figure in a bunch of discussions that they find very threatening. And honestly, I just reevaluated the whole thing and thought I need to be open-minded to having been wrong in my initial assessments, and I'm interested in a conversation about it all.
Thank you, Megyn Kelly, for giving me the grace to address in particular your anger, which is entirely legitimate and recognizable. And the plain fact of it is that in Europe and in the United Kingdom where I'm from, the age of consent is 16. And I did sleep with a 16-year-old when I was 30. But when I was 30, I was a very different person. I was a lot younger and I was an immature 30-year-old.
Okay, so there he is admitting he had sex with a 16-year-old when he was 30 years old, which is exactly what Megyn Kelly condemned him for 3 years earlier. But now she's all for Russell Brand. Wow, amazing. And she's claiming that he's being persecuted for his right-leaning stance. And let's all remember, this is the same Megyn Kelly who defended sexual abuser Josh Dugar, who is currently sitting in prison. That's right, for child porno. Anyways, it just shows you how duplicitous and amoral that Megyn Kelly is. And she obviously has no ethics and no backbone. But she's not the only one. Her fellow former Fox News co-host, Tucker Carlson, is plugging Russell Brand's new book, How to Become a Christian in 7 Days. Now, I don't know if this book includes, having sex with 16-year-olds or what, but let's take a look at Tucker Carlson sucking up to Russell Brand.
For decades, Russell Brand was one of the most famous actors and comedians and agnostics in the world. Today, he is one of the most sincere Christians we know, a follower of Christ. His personal transformation is remarkable. We saw it up close. He's now recounted it in an amazing book called How to Become a Christian in 7 Days. And it recounts what happened to him, but it makes the case to all of us for stepping away from our secular assumptions and returning to the only thing that matters, which was God.
Okay, so there we have Tucker Carlson plugging Russell Brand's new book, How to Become a Christian in 7 Days. Anyways, interestingly, neither Megyn Kelly or Tucker Carlson mentioned that Russell Brand will be going on trial this fall in the UK for multiple charges of rape and sexual abuse. So I don't know why they left that fact out, but there we go. Anyways, if you want to read more about this story, we do have the link right below the video. Unlike the right-wing podcasters, Joe Rogan and Tim Pool and Benny Johnson and Jimmy Dore, we actually back up what we say. So you can see the story right below the video. And be sure to like and subscribe, or hate and subscribe. Just subscribe. All righty, we'll be back later with some more stories. Have a good day.